Hey, you girls want to be in a porno?
Did somebody order a pizza?
This is another movie lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo.
I'm Kendall.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Melissa Jansen.
And today we're going to talk about paper towns. Cody, if you don't mind, could you please give us the...
Synopsis?
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Such a big word.
All right, so Paper Towns, it takes place, it's in California, right? Isn't it?
No, it's
Orlando.
Florida.
It's in
That's right.
Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, I didn't
Orlando.
actually see the movie, but no, it takes place in Florida. Sorry about that. And it's basically the story of that one kid from the Naked Brothers band. Yeah, he's in a movie now. Q, as he's commonly called by his friends, basically falls in love with this girl named Margot Roth Spiegelman. Sounds right. He one night she sneaks into his room and tells him that she has some things she wants to do, and then she disappears, and he goes on an adventure with some of his current friends and then people who turn out to be really good friends in the future, trying to find her. And when they do, it's not really the exchange you would expect. And basically the movie entails that adventure on them trying to find her.
Yes. And a lot of little tidbits in between, which we're going to talk about. So first, let me ask everybody, and I want to start with you, Kendall, sir. How did you feel about this movie?
I went going into the movie, I thought I was gonna hate it, because it's not really my kind of movie.
Right.
Like, it's the same director who made The Fault in Our Stars, so it's not really my cup of tea. But watching the movie, it wasn't as horrible as I thought it would be. It was a little enjoyable. It was had its funny parts, so it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad for you?
Yeah.
All right. Nicole, how'd you feel about the movie?
I didn't like it
No?
at all.
Oh, at all?
No, not at all. I read his books,
No.
and I didn't read that one actually.
Of course.
So,
The video we're reviewing is the one. Oh, there's one book I didn't read, and it was
But,
this one specifically.
but watching it, it seems like one of his books where I would like it better as a book, and reading it afterwards before seeing the movie, I'd kind of be like, I don't see how they could make this into a movie where I'd like it.
Okay.
So
That's interesting. I cannot wait to peel that back.
I'm a banana.
Yeah, this
All right.
Heal me.
great. So, Cody, how did you feel about
me?
the movie?
Honestly, I kind of have a similar opinion to Kendall. I went into this movie. I watched this movie because I owed a friend something. I owed some friend something. I was like, all right, whatever, let's go watch it. And I was like, whatever, it's not gonna be that good. And it was all right. It wasn't awful. It wasn't everything I look for in a movie. But I mean, there were some parts that I was like, oh, that's really funny, and like the seniors getting drunk like in high school, like at their the last senior party they can, like, and I thought that was kind of funny, like, but like relatable at some point, and
Right.
you're just like, I don't know, it was okay. That's the best I can give it. It was okay.
All right, Alyssa.
I didn't hate it and I didn't love it because since I didn't read this one, but I read Fault in Our Stars, and so that was the previous one that was made, like John Green movies, John
Right.
Green books have been made into movies. I was afraid that I wasn't going to like it because I didn't like the Fault in Our Stars movie, so I was like, oh, well, this is going to be the same thing again, I'm not going to like it. But I think that I did like it because I didn't read the book, but I feel like if I had read the book, I wouldn't have liked it as much. And because like I agree with her, like it was the one book I haven't read, so I feel
And
like
I don't think
it would have been a
It's
different.
the one book none of us have read.
Yeah, no one's
It's
read
the
it.
only book we've never read. Movie Lingo has read every book in existence but
This
Paper
one.
Towns.
That's right.
And you can take that to the biblioteca.
So it's just...
Yeah.
All right.
It was just all right for me.
Okay. Well, I really liked
There's
it.
gonna be so many comments in this section.
I know.
Biblioteca's not bank, you retard.
Especially the people who actually read the book. They were like, boo, they're going to be all over us. But
But I want to read the book.
I'm gonna read the book.
I'm not
you?
bashing the book
I'm
at
gonna
all.
read the
I
book.
really want. Like I own it. Like I plan to read it. I just haven't.
It's
Does the
on
movie make you
discount
wanna-
at Target.
Wait, you own a book? You own a book that you haven't read yet?
Yeah, like I bought it to read it, and then I just haven't had the time to read it.
I
Does-
don't understand. Oh, I don't want to get too off track, but I don't understand that when that happens. Like I get when
Like,
I
I have like a list of books, and I bought them because I had like gift cards, and I bought them, but I just haven't gotten around to reading them yet. But I have them sitting on my dresser to read.
I never buy I don't know. I never buy a book unless I read it.
it's,
Like, and then
I mean, I had
this
intentions
all-
to read it.
all matters. All
Sorry, I'm sorry.
matters, yes.
So welcome back to
Yeah,
Fault in Our Stars. My name is Hansel.
Oh yeah. So as I was
Isn't
saying,
that his name?
His name in real life is Ansel Elgort.
Oh.
wow, this is so horrible. But I'm not gonna edit any of it. So as I was trying to say, I actually liked the movie, even though I had some things that bothered me about it. I never read anything, any books. I don't,
Signs.
I don't care. But if someone says it's based off a book, I'm excited to go find out, what they, what about it made them make a movie. I'm excited to watch it, enjoy it for what it is, because I feel like the movies are like, they make them for two reasons. One, they know they're going to get ticket sales from the people that read the book. Even if you're going to hate it, they know you're going to at least go watch it.
Yeah.
And then they've already got your money.
Got you, right. And then they're also going to change it up for people like me who are like, well, I'm not going to read the book, so let me see what the fuss is all about.
Right.
And so it's a kind of win-win for them, even if well, it depends. It depends on how much money they throw into it. So for me, I'm glad that I had no knowledge. I thought the concept was pretty cool. And there's some things that I didn't like about it, which we're gonna dive into. But I want to make sure that we don't get too far off track. Is there anything else anybody wants to get out about a book they need to read, or?
I'll read it with you.
Okay, good.
This
Start,
month,
a movie lingo book club.
Okay.
it completely defeats the purpose if you put the word movie in it.
We're gonna start a movie lingo book club.
I just call it a book lingo book club.
Bookie.
This month was the release of Dark Disciple, a Star Wars canon novel featuring Asajj Ventress
Let's
and
get it
Quinlan
all out.
Voss. You guys should check it out.
Anything else before we? I still want to trip
No.
over anything else.
Sponsored by Duracell.
I just mentioned I was a banana, and I think that's enough for me today. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
You good?
Yep.
Good.
I'm gonna talk about eyebrows later because Kara has eyebrows.
Ooh,
So do
that
all of us.
relates. That's
Yeah.
That does relate, actually.
She got some pretty big eyebrows.
very
Her
nicely
face
groomed.
bugs me. So
Yeah.
let's get on with the show.
Yeah.
No, I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not- I'm
no,
not
the
a big
reason
You're
fan.
not
I'm
keeping
not a big-
any of this in.
I'm not a
no,
big
I
fan
am.
of her.
The reason being is just because I don't want, when we do start a topic, because we've wasted so much time of our segment, that I have to cut somebody off 2 seconds into what they're saying. So this is your
gotcha.
opportunity.
Banana things days.
I didn't like the movie because I don't like her, so I had a disposition.
How are you guys doing? How's life? How's your family? How's your girlfriend / boyfriend? How's your dog? How's your fish?
Message us and let us know.
We want to know. Like, we're really friendly people. We want you guys to talk to us and let us know how you're doing. All 8 of you.
I think we have.
What?
8.
8? That's way more than that.
1,000.
No, it's
I
not.
hope
No,
none
not
of my
that
birthday
much.
was
Because we have
100.
44
Five.
subscribers and 12 of
Why are
them
we-
are us. So
No one here knows
yeah.
this.
All right.
Okay.
So
What's 40?
I promoted at my
30,
job.
32.
we're gonna close there,
32.
and
Yeah.
when we come back, the reason you clicked on this link in the first place.
Paper down.
My dick.
All right. So that magical night in the beginning where Margot gets asks Q for his help, and he's super nervous and she wants to exact revenge on the cheating boyfriend, the best friend that knew, and then his friend, and make sure she scars them, I guess, and disappears into the night. Let's talk about that night first, because I think that
It's a good place to start.
it's a good place to start. It's
Yeah.
the beginning,
Yeah.
and also you really get a. Well, they really paint the picture, even though I don't, a lot of people probably didn't see it that way, but they paint a strong image of how timid he is and how confident she is, and obviously they've known each other forever, but they've grown apart because she is very mysterious,
Right.
and he's kind of like play it safe type, and
They're polar opposites, pretty much.
yeah, exactly, and that's it's pretty much that whole scene. At first, it may seem random, but I think it's really like foreshadowing that conversation they had at the end. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, turn this off, okay? Because we're gonna really get into the spoilers and everything about it. Not that it's that epic of a story, but so she pulls him out of his shell. He's trying things because he's curious. He's into him, whatnot, and then they have that the pranks that they pull. And then they do the paper towns speech. They're looking over. She says, "Feels like she's a paper town, and paper people," and she disappears. All right, so at that moment, he's kind of
fuck?
but he's lived life a little bit. He's got a taste of not the mystery of Margot, but he's just kind of got a little, excitement in his life.
And he wants a little more.
And he wants a little more, and then that kind of kicks off the movie when she's gone. So, I want to ask you if you were in that position, and somebody you just had a great night with that you were fond of, like, we know that none of us here are as timid as Q, so we're not going to pretend that. What I want to know is if there was somebody that you were fond of that you just never really had a chance to connect with, and then out of nowhere you guys have what you would consider a very great night together, and then the next day they're just gone. All right?
That'd be weird.
Right? Would you even think to, like, that she's the type to leave clues, he or she is the type to leave clues for attention stuff? Would you actually start thinking that was laid out for you? Would you pursue it, or would you just be like, man, that's really messed up? Like, who wants to take it first?
I'll take it first.
Take it first.
I would not at all assume that clues were left and that I had to follow her. I would just be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and part of me would even be like, did that even happen, or did I just sleep all night? It's really cool because, like you said, I don't think any of us are really that timid. He's like a movie definition timid,
right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But
well, we know a couple.
Yeah. But
Sorry, go ahead.
But I don't
He
think
doesn't watch it.
he does.
Yeah, he does.
I wouldn't follow her. I wouldn't look for her. I wouldn't assume that. I would have just been like, and part of me thinks that it would be just a fantastic way to leave that mystery as, like, just one night. Like, that was it.
It would be a great story to tell.
Yeah,
the night before Margot left.
I actually had, like, an experience like that. I won't take up too much time with it, but that I met one of my closest friends from FSU one night when we were just sitting around, and we met her. All of a sudden, like, some random dude was, like, harassing her, and she was like, wow, that was stupid, and she sat down at the table with me and my roommate, and then my roommate, who would be my roommate in the future, and we spent 16 hours hanging out all night on campus and stuff like that, and we're now best friends to this day. Like, we're still very close.
Is a positive today.
Andrea, hi. Can I shout out my friends? But I don't know, I think I would leave it like that. I think the mystery and the experience is stronger, and then he went after her, and he didn't really get what he wanted out of her. She was just like, why did you follow me? Like,
right.
I wasn't leaving clues for you to follow me. I was leaving clues so that people knew I was like, okay. Like, he took that way out of proportion, and I probably would have just been like, all right, well, good night.
All right. Well, since we're on this side, if you were in that position and you had the night of your life with someone that you admired for years, and then they were poof gone, and you found some clues later, how would you respond to that?
I wouldn't follow them.
No?
I'd be like, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you think I would?
I honestly
Right,
thought, no offense to you or anything.
Yeah.
But I just thought that
I was some creepy person that would follow people around.
it doesn't necessarily make you creepy. I mean,
I felt it got a little creepy.
okay, that's your opinion. But I just thought that maybe you would see that there's a potential to be more, like, because this person just showed up out of nowhere and you had the night of your life, and now it's like, like, I'm bringing you out of your shell. Like the line when she said, like, this is your comfort zone, you need to get out of it. And so it's easy to misinterpret that, like, okay, this is another clue to help me further get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
This is how big you are.
That's what I thought she was saying at first.
This is your comfort zone, which is weird because it's exactly equal to how long you are.
Rhode Island.
So you wouldn't go. You would just let it be and let it be a story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like maybe I would be like, that's weird. Like, I wonder where they went. But I wouldn't go on a road trip all the way to, like, another state just to find somebody.
Okay. All right. Well, Kendall, would you like to?
Yeah. No.
No,
I wouldn't.
Wow.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised. I would expect at least one, but we're not done yet. But so, not in your life.
People see what they want to see, and
that's very true.
Everybody thinks the world revolves around them, when in actuality it doesn't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So all those little clues. You're thinking, oh, it's for me, but it's not.
No.
It never was. It never was. Never will be.
So you would just appreciate the clues and just be like, "That's cute," but on to the next one. Is that what you basically saying?
Well,
Okay, that check.
like her
Jessica?
mom said. Like her mom said that the clues were to tell her that she was like okay, or somebody said that.
Well,
I
she
don't know.
said it to him in the end. Like,
Yeah, but
that
it was
wasn't
said,
for you to find.
before, like or like the sister.
It was said to her sister.
Yeah, she was like, well, she always tells me where she's gonna be, so I know that she's okay.
Even the sister wasn't phased.
Yeah, the sister was like, oh, she's
Yeah,
gone.
we talked, and
like,
she was like, and then at the end when she was like, you should talk to your sister. She really misses you. And she was like, we
talk
talk
to
like
her
every
every
day.
day.
Like, relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean.
He just misunderstood her.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. All right. And so I guess I shouldn't ask, but I want to give you a chance to say, would you have followed those clues and give it a shot and see what happened? No.
That's a big fat no. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I can have the time of my life, but I mean, if you up and leave the next day, obviously you didn't. So I mean,
But then when you
like,
find those clues that, like, one of them was in his door jam. Like, it was specifically left for him. It wasn't like he stumbled across.
Eddie, would
a
you
clue.
follow those clues?
Yes, I would.
Oh.
Okay. Damn, you guys made me feel bad. Yes.
I didn't say it was creepy. They
No,
all
you
said
did. That was exactly the
Everyone
word
was
you used.
making it sound like it was creepy.
Everybody else was just like, I wouldn't do it. You called it creepy.
I mean, he did
I
get a
mean,
little possessive
he
at the
did,
end, where he's like,
yeah.
I got it, guys,
I mean,
guys.
but look how
Like,
far they went. Well, we're going to get into that next because I have a gripe about that, all right? So, matter of fact, yeah, I'm just going to say, I would have looked into it and considered it as a challenge, something that maybe she would want me to look into, and maybe I do need to go and find out what this is supposed to be. But, I'm hopeless romantic. I mean, I'm 340 pounds, so it comes with a lot
What the
of
fuck does that have to do with anything?
it's a lot of love in here, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So anyway, we're gonna hold there. All right, so now that we've established that I am Mr. Creepy,
I take it back. It's not creepy.
no, it's okay. It's
Take
okay.
it back.
Once I post it on the internet, you can't take it back. So
We're actually currently posting on the internet. This
right
is a
now,
live stream.
we're live stream right now. All right, so
Sorry.
I guess we should. I didn't want to jump all around the story, but you guys made some points that I want to get into. So yeah, we're gonna be all over the place with this story. Hopefully you saw the movie, so it won't really matter. You'll know what we're talking about.
I mean, the movie was kind of all over the place too. Like
Right.
they were
Yeah.
like here, and then they're like, "Oh, we gotta go to New York." Like,
Yeah, but we're gonna
Zero to
we're gonna
100.
jump to back
Zero
and
to New
forth
York.
in the story.
O-Town in New York.
So when they decided to take this trip, which here's my gripe about that as far as his response in the end, where everybody felt like he was selfish or a little bit too focused on it. I felt like I totally understood where he was coming from because at first he wasn't even considering going. They pumped him up. His
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
his friend that ended up getting the Lacey, that ended up,
Yeah.
ended up getting the hot chick, which I'm gonna complain about that later too. He was like, dude, you gotta go. You gotta confess your love. This is your moment. And he pumps him up. And so then once you get him on that, you can't be mad that that's his focus. You got him there. And then you take this long ass road trip with the intention of seeing this through. And after all of that, after all these clues, you start believing it. Like maybe this really is supposed to happen. Like you've already drank the Kool-Aid, you're feeling it. And so he gets up there, and yeah, she wasn't right there, and I felt like he wasn't really wrong for still saying, it kind of, I need to see it through. Like this, it's a paper town. It didn't say she was coming to this particular spot. It's just the image that was on Google.
yeah.
And they, of course, their lives were great. They wanted to get back to prom, and they thought that he was.
Well, you have to keep in mind that was all that was there for that town.
What?
That there was no like.
Well, he found her down the street in the cafe. So the paper town was a little bit.
Yeah, but I think that
I
area was that town.
I think you and I are understanding this differently.
Okay.
Because I was under the impression that like. Because a paper town is a town that doesn't exist. It's just put on the map for filler, and it's fake.
Oh, okay.
So the only thing that existed of that paper town was that building. I was under the impression he just found her close by in a different area.
in a different neighborhood,
Yeah,
in a
kinda.
different town.
Yeah, I was kind
Yeah.
of.
But
thinking
then the
that.
movie is fucking pointless because she said she was in a paper town
Oh,
for a
that's
paper
right.
girl.
She did.
So then, if you're not gonna be in the paper town, what the fuck? And you
God.
guided me to this paper town, but you're over here in this real town. That's bullshit.
It's a metaphor. She wants everyone to think she's a paper town girl.
All right.
She's a real town girl in a paper town world.
I got
It's
you.
all kinds of messed up.
She's just a small town girl.
Man, living in a lonely world. She didn't take a train though.
No.
So.
You need to stop with that song.
Anyway, so for me, I didn't think he was selfish for that, and I was actually upset with his friends for not getting it because all they cared about was prom. So, you guys, if you want to chime in on that, tell me your thoughts.
His friends are jerks.
Yeah.
They went on the trip. Once they got what they wanted to go back.
Once they got what they wanted, they were
Black
like,
Santa got laid.
Black Santa got laid.
and which he really didn't need prom after that because that's all that was what
He
was
did-
prom
that's
was
what
for.
he didn't care. Yeah.
Prom was like the night that we were gonna do it, and then you
Yeah.
end up having sex already. So it's like,
Is anyone doing it for the first time as both virgins ever like a magical and romantic experience?
there are a lot of people that say prom like it's their pre-wedding night. I mean, I already had a baby by my prom, but there are a lot of people.
Eddie, I look up to you. I love you so much.
There are a lot of people that actually really do save it for prom night. You know,
But I mean, two virgins, it just has to be awkward. Like, you know what I mean?
Sacrifice.
it is. But that's what happens when two people believe in making something special that's not going to last past graduation. So anyway,
Wow.
Damn.
yeah. Ask people how many people are still with their
He's not wrong.
Dwayne Wade's with his
Okay.
high school sweetheart, isn't he? I believe so.
Dwayne
Yeah,
Wade.
he married her.
Wait.
but how it went down in flames
The
though.
Bring It On girl.
All or nothing.
Okay.
There you go.
I was hoping. I thought we were getting back in a groove, but all right.
We are.
So
We are all
His
over the
friends,
place
his friends
this
really were jerks. They honestly
Yeah.
they went on that trip for fun and for adventure, but once they got what they needed, they were like, all right, deuces. And like even like Lacey, who the fuck are you? Like they didn't invite her.
no, she
They-
just jumped
she
on.
just jumped in the car and then she was like, she's not looking for like Lacey. Shut the fuck up. Like
No one invited you, Lacey.
no one invited you, Lacey.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Lacey was like, you know, she's my best friend. I want to
Exactly.
look
And where
for
did
her.
that go?
But then as soon as she fell in love with the other guy, she's ready to go back. She's like, well, she wouldn't do it for me. But yet you drove all the way up here.
Yeah, like you figured that out like the last 5 minutes of the trip.
Yeah,
Exactly.
She wouldn't do
You
this
couldn't
for me,
figure
but
that
I'm,
out at like
here,
North
like,
Carolina, maybe.
I feel like that happened because Lacey like lost everyone. You know what I mean? Like everyone was kind of against her. I mean, the whole party, her whole class is against her because her best friend said, "Hey, you have chlamydia," and she's like, "Nah." So like her last hope really is this girl.
Truesies.
So she was probably thinking, you know, like,
But then
oh, I
she
need
got
her,
another
and then
hope
she
when-
got these friends, and then she
Yeah.
was like, oh, fuck her, I don't need her anymore. I got these guys.
You do make a valid
I
point.
also would like to say one thing. In the trailer, there's a scene where they get out of the car and they're running in and out of a gas station really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I was thoroughly convinced they were robbing a gas station. And then they
Really?
didn't rob the gas station.
Very true.
I got really upset.
So
Yes.
Ansel.
And then there was, you know, that dead guy that...
They just came out of nowhere for like 5 seconds.
Dragon
That was
tattoo?
it.
There's literally a scene in the movie where, in the beginning, when they're kids, they find a dead body. And no one ever says anything about that later on.
She was just like,
That's-
I'm going to go find out more about it. He
That's
was like,
the one
no.
thing that bugged me, I will say. That is the one thing that I was like, what the fuck? Who
It was
was that?
weird.
Like, they talked about it for, like, the next scene. They were like, oh, this, and this happened, and then that was it.
I guess it was just like the setup to show that like she was one that.
She's not normal
Yeah.
because she likes dead
parents?
bodies or whatever.
Yeah, like she likes to go and
What
find
are you
the
gonna say about the
clues
parents?
that lead
The
up to
parents of this movie, like, never seem, like scared of anything.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're in
Can
New York,
you-
sweetie.
Can
Have
any
fun,
of you,
take the car.
like, when you were
Like,
in high
no.
school, could any of you have just called your parents and said, I'm driving to the other side of the country, see you later?
I still can't do that now, man.
Probably with
Yeah, like,
what
I
looked
can't
like
do
the
that.
only family car, by the way, that they had.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Yeah.
not
There was
his
only
car.
one car in the driveway.
Hold on,
Like,
hold
he's
on.
gone.
Let me say this. After I was complaining about that and I was gathering footage for this segment, this show, there is a deleted scene where the mom actually gives him the van and says, you're always driving anyway, might as well keep it, like gift
Oh,
type thing.
there
They
is.
just didn't put that in the...
Ah.
Well,
they should've.
That
They
would
should
make
have, though,
sense.
right?
It would have made
It would have made a lot more sense.
Would it
I would've
really
been
have
like-
though? Like,
like,
my mom
halfway on
gave
the
me, my mom gave me my car, but if I just was like, hey, actually now that I think about it,
Bye.
I see my parents on like a weekly basis, and if I don't see them, they text me and they're like,
Hope
hey,
you're good.
are you alive? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. They're like, okay, so maybe, but I right out of high school, like I don't think.
Yeah.
He wasn't even out of high school yet, though.
Yeah.
They
He was
had
still
people-
in high
skipped-
school.
he skipped
He
school
skipped
to
school
go
to
to
go
New
to
York.
to find this person that might not even be there. How
And
would
you didn't
feel
even
like,
get a beach out of it, like.
it's okay, mom. I'm going to prom.
I just picked out a couple of days. I mean, and they just phoned it in, and the credit cards, the money.
Yeah, the money was a big thing.
The only thing I could think of is that
Parents' card.
no, he could have had his own money.
You think?
Yeah.
But that was a lot of money, like a bus ticket, the AAA,
he could
all
have.
that gas.
AAA. Do you know how AAA works?
I do know how AAA works, and you
Okay.
know what? I'm going to take back my statement. It's midnight, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I forget.
You know what? He could have had his own money. We don't know what he did.
That's
for
the
it.
one thing that they didn't give us information for. But I assumed that he had his own funds and he was using his own money.
I mean, his parents seem pretty well off.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I was-
White
his
suburb
parents seemed like they didn't care about anything.
There,
White
there
people,
you
am
go.
I right?
There you go. All right. See, I didn't want to be the one to say it. It would have been so obvious. But yeah. So he's probably using the parents' credit card.
That's what
Their
I thought.
money, and they were like, oh, just don't go over the cap of 5,000. Yeah, thanks. So anyway, all right. I like that. Everybody had something to say about that. I'm gonna pick your brains with something new on the next segment. Yeah.
In the groove.
In
Yep.
the groove. All right. So, I want to talk about how I felt the story should have went. It's not something that I get to do often. I try, and I normally am outnumbered.
Quentin was a Jedi.
Okay, but
Be a bad one.
and I get that this story was written in the book was published in 2008, so times are different.
No.
But in my day, when you had a movie like this in the 80s, the formula, which is what I was hoping we were going to get out of this one, because a lot of people's lives end up being this way. There's somebody that the main character is obsessed with, in love with, and you can't figure out how to get that person's attention or be noticed by that person. Then you go on this little weird adventure that just to make the story interesting. It's crazy. It's a story to tell later. And what happens is during that adventure, you find out that the person that's really right for you is right there in your face. And I felt that Lacey
They
was
did kind of
going
tease
to
that a
be
little
that
bit, yeah.
person. And I was really pissed when
Do you
she,
want to get in the tub with me?
because like Margot told him at the end, you don't even know me. You just in love with the mystery of Margot. We don't know each other. We grew apart. And I felt like him and Lacey, from the moment they kind of had that thing in common, that he was involved with the prank, and that she felt like, but that's my friend, and it was a little opportunity for them to not really click immediately. That would have been bullshit, but just to grow over the time of the trip, or she would grow appreciation for his efforts and wish somebody would care for her like that, or see he's actually a good guy and he's taking charge, and probably bond with him that way. And then he realized maybe I was just supposed to get out of my comfort zone so I can meet this amazing person right here, and we can go back to prom, and it's a happy fucking ending, and not
I can think of about 30 Disney movies that end like that.
Yeah, that's how the 80s were. Every formula was like that, but it's real life though. The person that you're looking for or that you're obsessing is normally not the one. Whatever you think it is that makes that person so great, it's probably not enough to maintain a relationship. And I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes when I'm saying that. Whatever you're really looking for is probably right there, and it's friend zone, or we're not like that. And then later on in life, you probably realize that most people, they tell you their stories. They were friends before, and they remember when each other was dating such and such, and now we've been married 30 years. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I was hoping the story would go that way, and I was disappointed that it didn't. And I would like your opinions, thoughts on that, or if you could have imagined it going a different way. And I want to start with you, Nicole.
I was hoping you wouldn't.
I wasn't listening.
Do you want me to come back around?
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
I can
just
manage.
You heard everything I said. What do you think about the 80s way, even though it's not an original theory? That's pretty much how every movie played out in the 80s.
I mean, I agree with Cody in that it sounds like a Disney movie, very much so. And I
Disney
am,
Channel movie, by the way. I'd
Yes.
like to edit that.
and I am not a fan of those kinds of
Sky
movies
High.
personally. But for this movie, I was hoping more for. It's hard to explain, but to me, it wasn't realistic. Any aspect of it, most people would not follow some girl to New York on assumption. Most people would not
Most.
do any.
Most.
Yeah,
Most.
most.
Most sane people. Most normal, not creepy people.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. But most people wouldn't do any of what happened in this movie. it was, to me, it was just not at all. I thought I would like it, and I really didn't, because at the end I thought, oh, now he's gonna tell her that he loves her, and I knew she'd deny him, but I thought maybe they'd be friends or something. It was just, I don't know, none of it was what I wanted. So like I don't imagine them fixing it. To me, it was just a hot mess. So like I have to read the book.
So okay, all right. I want to go to somebody else, but I know I'm gonna forget my thoughts. So I gotta ask you now. You said none of it was what you wanted. I just got done telling everybody what I wanted, so please indulge me. What would you have rather happen altogether?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would have rather seen a movie where...
Other carriers come out and kill millions of people in a matter of minutes?
Ooh, that'd be fun, but...
Who's
That's
creepy
apparently
now?
not a tragedy.
Damn it.
What would you rather see? Tell me, please.
I liked the aspect of the movie, that little bit that he realized that going on this journey, he had what he wanted to gain out of high school, which was an amazing experience with his friends, which he never had before. I would have rathered a movie that elaborated more on that than focusing on some like myth, something that just kind of poof in the air that to me really had not a lot of relevance, other than the fact that she's the reason they went on that road trip and she brought them together. But that was really the only relevant fact she had to me towards like that kind of movie. That's what I would have liked to see, because a lot of people can relate to that now.
Yep.
So I would have liked that.
So you would like the adventure for her to be shorter, and then their growth and bond
Yeah.
to be more of the movie?
Yes,
That sounds like
I would have
it
liked that
worked
much
very
better.
well. All right. How about you, Kendall? Your thoughts on where I wanted it to go, and or you want to elaborate on anything that Nicole just said?
I mean, I kind of agree there. That little tidbit at the end, where kind of like the little message, it's like life isn't really as amazing as you think it's gonna be, and to just really accept where you're at, and I guess it's mundaneness.
No, it's actually a Tuesday.
Mundaneness.
It's actually Wednesday.
Good one.
Oh. It is Wednesday. Oops.
I'm sorry. Can you continue, please? Kendall?
Where was I?
Mundaneness?
That life is
Yeah.
life is
Yeah.
mundane.
So he had this great big mystery that he wanted to follow, and at the end of it, he catches up and realizes it's nothing that he wanted.
Yeah.
And
Well, I don't know if it's nothing that he wanted.
Well-
She just kind
Yeah.
of told him, like, this is not what you want. He had to
and he accepted it.
Yeah.
That's the point. Is he accepted it? He accepted where
He
he's
had
at
to
in
accept
life.
it.
He accept how his life is, and that's the message I got from it.
Keep
I
rolling
don't feel
along.
like he accepted how his life was, because his life had like his life changed.
You think he opened up? You think he became a different person
like-
after that?
Yeah, like I think, which is really similar to the same message in John Green's previous book, where not to like make this about books or anything, but
Maybe like a book club.
because before, like, okay, like in Fault in Our Stars, Hazel Grace, she kept to herself because she felt like she didn't have friends because of her cancer or whatever. She didn't really have like friends. She didn't go out, and like Gus, like he was the one that like brought her out and like took her out of her comfort zone, and that was what like. Yeah, the book had like a romance to it, but it was about her becoming a person and like becoming somebody that like she got to like experience her life, which
Right.
was the same story in this one. Like, yeah, it was focused on Margot and him finding Margot, but there was also like the underlying story of him becoming who he was and like getting outside his comfort zone. So I feel like it was about him. Like, yeah, he was accepting like the fact that he's gonna change his life
Okay.
and he's gonna go out of his comfort zone.
Then they definitely should have gone Nicole's route.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna agree with.
Shorten
that,
the
'cause-
trip and then show his growth after.
Yeah, because
we
I
don't
feel
really
like that.
see
I was
that would've been
interested in
more-
that.
Yeah, that's what I liked. Like, if I was gonna say that I liked the part of the movie, I liked his story. I didn't care about the romance or anything. I cared about knowing his story and seeing his growth. That's why, even though it didn't have a happy ending for him, I didn't really care. Like, he didn't need to have a girl. Like, he didn't need to end up with somebody. I just was.
Oh, that's powerful words.
I wanted to see him like.
So you don't need to end up with somebody. You don't have to be with
Thank you.
Love
Just
yourself.
Hence my marriage comment.
Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you need to be with them.
Yeah,
Love yourself.
I just,
Love yourself
yeah. I
treat
think-
yourself.
Treat yourself.
and stream it. Don't buy it. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I think that it was about him getting out of his comfort zone, becoming a person, like realizing who he is. I think that was what was supposed to be happening.
Sorry.
That's what I took from it.
So I take it like the underlying tones of his books and movies are like
It's
breaking out of your
finding
shell.
yourself.
Yeah,
think so?
exactly. Yeah,
They are.
That's mostly
Most
what
of them
it is.
are, yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
elaborate in 60 seconds?
30 seconds.
I think actually I more would have wanted to see a little bit of growth. I would have wanted the female characters, and this is and not in a sexist way, but I would have wanted the female characters to take a little bit more of a back seat and watch the growth of these three guy friends evolve before they left each other forever.
Oh, I like that. We're going to talk about that next. So, Cody, you just made an interesting point in the last segment. I would like you, please, to dive into that a little bit more, and maybe we can get some feedback from everybody on that.
Basically, I felt like this movie, Quentin, and his three friends, his two friends, they were really close. They were really good friends. You saw them eating lunch together in the band room by themselves. Like they weren't the most popular, they weren't the most unpopular, but they were like they knew that they always had each other's backs, and that they made that friendship very clear from the beginning. I would have wanted from this movie, yes, to see the girls and meet Lacey and have Margot there, but I would have wanted to see more of these three friends coming together because, like, we can all relate. You a little bit earlier on than us, but we have all had friends who, like, left for college or who are leaving for college, or we don't get to see that much anymore. I know, like, a bunch of my closest friends are very far away from me, and I don't get to see them, but these are people I hung out with, like, every day in high school, and I know that it sucks, like, as men sometimes we're like, oh, we don't need to show emotion and feel and stuff, but, like, yeah, I've got friends far away, and I miss them, and it sucks that I don't get to see them. I would have wanted to see more of that than, and, you know, maybe, yeah, we do see that, I can't remember his name, the one who had all the black Santas in his house.
Radar.
Radar. We do see Radar gets to finally be with that girl. Yeah, we can see that. You can still have that in the movie, and you do see that the other one gets with Lacey, the popular pretty girl. Yeah, that's cool, but like make that like a secondary point and make the main focus that these three are growing closer to each other before finally leaving away forever. Because that scene, I think one of the most like difficult scenes for me to watch. Like, yeah, it was cheesy, but when they hugged and said goodbye to each other, and like they're in the cul-de-sac, and the three separate cars are like their three ways that they're going, like they all hugged and said goodbye. I'm like, that was that meant more to me than a hell of a lot of the scenes in the movie did.
I agree. I agree. Anybody like to elaborate on that?
I mean, even if I feel like what you say applies to even if it wasn't females, they could have had like other friends involved in the movie. Just saying that, but like I agree. I think the three friends should have been the focus of most of this movie. I didn't like most of the scenes, like the bathtub scene. That sounds weird, but if you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. It's not. The bathtub scene I felt like was like not necessary. I mean, I didn't need that from Lacey.
Yeah,
I could have just done with like a side conversation, like you know what I mean?
Misguided me. I thought that's really
right. Like it kind of just left mixed feelings. Like you learn that like everyone hates her now because they think she's a walking STD. But I mean, they could have done that a different way.
Yeah.
They could have just said, "Oh hey, did you hear about Lacey? Like she's got chlamydia." Like how it happens in high school. So I mean, I don't know. I agree.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I got a little distracted when every time I think about Lacey and this relationship with what's his name? What's
Quentin?
No. Lacey.
Yeah.
Lacey is the
with that other
with his
dude.
friend.
the other dude.
Chuck?
With his friend.
Is his name?
Was his name Chuck?
No.
The one that always lied about having a girlfriend or any sexual.
I know the other guy that cheated was Jace. And they were
but
friends.
You're talking about Quentin's friend, right?
Quentin's friend.
Ben.
Yes, all caps Ben.
All caps Ben.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not even really worth a conversation, but
I really didn't even feel like he needed to be in this movie.
Ben?
Yeah.
you know, it's rare that you and I agree so
It
much.
didn't add anything to it.
You know what
He
he
added like a weird sense of humor.
A bit of comic relief.
Like, that,
That's who he was, the comimic relief guy.
But he was a very
Secondhand
poor
embarrassment.
comic relief character, honestly.
Well, I mean,
They should put Jesse Eisenberg in there.
Oh.
but how his relationship with Lacey?
It was pointless.
It was weird.
It shouldn't have
Kind of
happened.
came out of
Yeah.
nowhere, too.
Yeah.
right?
I don't feel like they had
It
enough.
literally
It was I
started
feel like-
simply because she made a comment about Pokemon. Like,
I feel
and
like
no one falls in love because
Right.
of that. I'm a diehard Pokemon fan.
There-
like what she said. She said Charizard. Like
There are 700 and 4 other
Everybody knows
Pokemon.
Everyone knows
Charizard.
Yeah.
Like it was
Doesn't
not
really do
hard.
anything.
Yeah,
But-
it wasn't like when she said one of the main Pokemon from the like he's on every Pokemon Red cartridge. He is a
He
huge.
turns into Charizard.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just they made that scene seem like Ben
Vital.
realized that Lacey had such a huge wealth of Pokemon knowledge and he fell in love with her. He listed one of the most 4 famous Pokemon like Charizard, Pikachu, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. There you go. That's it. And Jigglypuff because of Smash Brothers. The relationship was incredibly forced to me. I didn't agree with it, and I didn't even buy it.
I feel
didn't buy it
like
up.
No.
what I
I feel
said
like it was-
before
They
was
were
like
totally different
she
leagues.
lost everybody. Like
Yeah.
she's done for. Like this guy was obsessed with her.
She literally
She was,
she
like, speeding
settled.
off.
That's
yeah,
what
she
she did.
settled.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right, because and no matter
Everyone
how much
hates
fun they
me.
had,
Might as well just bang this.
that was
nerd.
what bothered me.
Looks
It
like
was
he's
nothing
10.
about him that she would go for, even if everything was okay. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
She was for a certain type of person. She looks, and there may be good qualities in him, but there was no level of attraction. And if you look at
Yeah.
the 3 moments they used to make them fall in love, what was the Pokemon comment?
When they're sitting outside the car on the blanket and talking.
That was a decent conversation.
Him saving their lives, right?
Him saving their lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cal wouldn't have really killed them.
That yeah.
So him doing that, and all of a
cow.
sudden now she's just like, boom. And earlier when because in my opinion he was in love with her or anybody. He was in love with anybody
Anything with
before
tits.
all of
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really like any evolution for him. He was just like, that's the hot girl. I want her. I'm gonna try and ask her to prom, and he couldn't. And then when she asked him, that bothered me, not because the girl asked. It bothered me because I felt like since he did have that good conversation with her and they were in an open space, he should have then had the confidence to
Yeah.
get it out.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
if she would have even hesitated, like, why not? I would have felt a whole lot better.
That would have been better. Yeah.
But, she was just like, you want to go to prom? I was like, fuck no. Fuck out of here.
And I wanna add one more thing. It's probably my biggest pet peeve in a movie. I fucking hate the "you saved my life, we're in love now."
Yeah,
That's the
No.
Disney complex.
You're not. You really
Yeah, there's
are.
got to be some kind of syndrome for that.
Like,
There is.
it's-
I'm convinced.
it doesn't. It never happens in real
we should
life.
actually start a reality show where we test the theory.
It's
I
never.
will try and kill somebody. One of you will save them, and we'll see if they fall in love with you.
And then the amount of stalkers we get after will just be payment for
Hey,
it.
stalkers equal views.
How do you feel about that?
They hate us because they ain't us.
I really don't like that though. They use that in so many movies and it bugs me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Twilight, perfect example.
Edward
Yeah.
Cullen is weird.
There's no physical way that someone say, yeah, you can be very grateful and like, oh my god, like if Kendall saved me from a car crash tomorrow,
I'm not gonna love you.
I'm not gonna be in love with you, dude.
No, bro.
Maybe I'll buy
I'm
a Taco
sorry,
Bell.
you have your physique is like almost male perfection. I won't deny that, but
He's not denying it.
I'm not gonna fall in love with you, and that's what it is. It's these two people who have no affection towards each other at all. All of a sudden, you've gained emotional affection. You've gained physical affection. Like everything. Like I'm trying to remember in my head right now. There was an episode of a TV show where someone saved a girl's life, and they were
The
just
one with the guy.
huh?
The guy with the hair?
I hate you, Kendall. Fuck off. And she fell in love, and one of his friends was like, "No, she's only doing this because you
I know what
saved
you're
her." Yeah,
talking
you know,
about.
and it's gonna come to me like
Oh,
15 minutes from
God.
now.
Grey's Anatomy.
No, shut up.
No, not that.
But it's true, and I hate it. I just wanted to get that out there. It's one of my least favorite things in movies.
No, I feel you on that. So I think we've kind of covered all of it. I mean, people who read the book are probably like, "This is fucking stupid." But
They
we
really hate
we
us so
we
much.
talking about?
we responded to the movie that we saw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry.
This isn't the Book Lingo book club.
Right.
Book lingo, book
If you
club.
wanted us to talk more about the book that none of us have read, that's just not gonna happen. So
But we're gonna read it.
yeah, they're gonna read it and
I'm gonna spend the next 10 minutes trying to figure out what I'm thinking of.
all right.
That's a new show.
It's not that 70 show.
All right. So
Okay.
when we and then when we come back, we can rate it. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that we can rate it now. Everybody's on the 10 scale, yeah.
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 So let's start with you, Kendall, sir. Your rating and why?
I didn't like the movie too much, but like I said, I did go into it and I enjoyed it a little bit. So, I'd give it a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Man,
It's I don't know. It's just I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody unless you're into those kind of books or those kind of movies. If it was like on TV one day and there's nothing else to watch, you may want to watch it and it'll be kind of enjoyable. It'll pass a rainy day. So
like when football season's over, it's on a Sunday, you're cleaning your house.
Yeah, instead of cleaning the house, just watch the movie.
Wow.
Unless you like cleaning.
That was awesome.
And clean the fuck out of your house, dude.
All right, so Nicole, so we got a 6 so far. Your rating and why, please?
I'm gonna give it a 4 because
Wow.
I really didn't like it. The movie to me was just mixed up all over the place. Like I said, I would have rather watched a movie about the group of friends and their journey rather than this misplaced character of mystery, and it just seems so unrealistic to me. Like, if there really is a person like that in your high school, odds are she's not the most popular one. In fact, she probably doesn't have a lot of friends because people think she's a sociopath. I know people like that.
We
But
do know people like that.
We do. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I didn't appreciate being
Stop
rubbed
kicking.
that way by that movie.
Okay, Cody, what is your rating and why?
This movie was okay. That's all I'll give it. So I will give it directly in between a shit movie and a perfect movie. I'll just give it a 5. It entertained me to a very small degree. I did not leave the theater impressed, but I did not leave the theater angry that I just spent 2 hours watching this. I would go a little bit more than... I think I probably would agree with Kendall. Like, if the movie's on and you can watch it for free and you've got nothing else to do and maybe your town is in like a hurricane flood warning, you shouldn't leave the house or go somewhere, and you've broken every other electronic in your house and the TV's stuck on that one channel and you can't find the remote, then yeah, watch the movie. It's
That's
all
worse
right.
when you said it.
But other than that, it's just an okay movie. Maybe the book was better. I will not be reading the book simply because it's not really my genre of book. It's not really my genre of movie too. That's why the movie didn't influence me and didn't leave that much of an impact on me. But it was okay, so just give it a 5.
So you got a 6, a 4, a 5. Alyssa, your rating and
15.
why?
I was between a 6 and a
Too
5.
late to be.
Why are you always...
Yeah.
Can you just
Can you
give us
just
a number,
choose,
please?
You guys want too much out of me.
It's literally just a number.
What was the rating that Ant-Man? You were like 8.5 point, and I was like, there's no more points.
It's like an 8.739 repeating.
Alright, I'll give it a 5. Because I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, and that's right in the middle. And I feel like
You're copying me.
I'm
Stop
always
with that.
copying you. It's what I love to do. So yeah, I'd give it a 5 because it didn't like impress me, but I didn't like feel like, oh, I hate this movie so much. It sucks. And it's a 5. That's it. I'm gonna read the book, and I'm hopefully gonna like the book more. And I won't compare it to the movie, but I probably will.
You know you will.
Yeah.
It seems like a movie that like I would prefer between pages. You feel like
I feel.
Jafeel.
Definitely feel, bro.
I said I wouldn't bring this here, and I did. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Lingo,
So,
what do you give it?
I was going to give it a 5, but
You don't want to copy Cody?
no, there was one thing that actually helped me through the movie more than anything, which I didn't really talk about because I didn't feel like it was worth the conversation, but I will just mention here. The music, the selection throughout the movie is a lot of stuff that I have and stuff I didn't have, but I like the feel, the vibe, and it kept me.
I could agree
It
with
kept
that.
me going.
Yeah,
I
And
concur.
accepting what I was getting. So
that's why I liked Minions so much.
very true, very true.
Minions had
So,
a fantastic time. I wasn't there, so I.
but you did.
You were
I did
mentioned.
mention that
You
you
were
loved the
mentioned. You were
music.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You
That's
did.
right.
You did.
Yeah.
He was
Um,
dead. He's brought back to life.
So
Pepperonis? No longer.
Now Nate's dead.
I will give it
Right.
because of the music and the way it made me feel while watching it, and I almost went down the 80s road. I thought that's what we were getting for the most part. So before
tricked you.
before it was pulled out from under me, and I fell on my face. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Oh wow.
The
Yeah.
highest rating of
Generous.
us all.
Alright.
I really did. I was
Ew.
really feeling the movie all the way up until the friends decided they only
the math.
wanted
27.
to be their
I
own,
did math wrong.
to do their own thing when after they got what they wanted. I was really feeling the movie.
I did. I must have.
Did you do the same thing? That
It's too late for me to want to do this in my head.
Okay.
So I've been
27.
adding it up, and I put 27 as the total added up, but I divided it by something, and the total became 21.7. So Movie Lingo gives this a 21.7 out of 10.
well, let's do it real quick. What
Definitely.
is it? We still got time. What is it?
It was a 5.4, so 5.5.
5.5.
A little bit over average, but you know.
Well,
Thanks to
Rotten
myself.
Tomatoes gave it, I think, a 61%.
Oh,
So
we're
they're
right
kinda
on
like-
there. We're right on there.
On the same boat.
I didn't see. I forgot to check what
Plus, we know
IMDb gave it
everything.
and how many votes there were. But
IMDb
we do
gave
need
it
to give a
big
shout
old
out.
bag of dicks.
We do need to give a shout out to those that could not be here. Nate actually hasn't been on Movie Lingo in quite some time.
Ant-Man.
Yeah,
That was the last one.
Nate was on Ant-Man.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't he?
No.
I don't know.
He was the Ant-Man statue.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Nate.
Yeah, he hasn't been on it.
He was on Minions.
He sucked. No, he wasn't.
He was
Yeah, he
on
was.
Minions.
Yeah, you weren't on
You weren't
Minions.
on Minions. You died. Now you gave it to him,
So-
and now he's dead.
Oh,
in
Snap a
peace.
Cupcake. We haven't seen him in a minute. Hopefully, we can get him on one of these
He's busy
soon.
doing sheriff stuff.
Nate, who hasn't been on in a while, but he's still Movie Lingo.
I haven't been here in a while.
No, you have.
I think it's safe to say that Iris is definitely a part of the team now. She's I've heard from her. She's trying to find a way to be on the next panel. So, yeah, shout out to all of them, and wish you guys could be here in this Paper Towns dissection. I mean discussion.
Discussion.
We got something interesting planned. A couple of us saw the new Dragon Ball Z movie, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, and I believe we plan on doing a Movie Lingo review for that because, just to maybe get all you anime fans out there a chance.
That's right.
So definitely look up for that. Look
Look up for it.
Where is it?
You missed it. We'll do it
man.
again. But yeah, keep a lookout for that. We'll definitely be filming that sometime in the next couple days because one of our theaters in the area got the movie, and it was only like a handful of theaters that got it, so we got lucky, and we
We got
definitely
lucky.
went and watched it.
All right. So normally we would be in our normal venue at PPF, Past, Present, and Future. Look out for us on our future discussions there. And right now, change it up a little bit, but it's all good. No need to mention them. So, we thank you though.
Yeah, thanks.
Wonder where we
Unnamed
are. Look at that
location?
logo.
Yeah. Yeah.
The logo does enough.
We thank you. So
We're in a different PPF. We're at Pastries.
you can do this.
Um,
No, you can do this.
Past
Come on.
Pastries. What else?
penis.
Peanuts, pretzels,
Pastries.
Penis
Pepsi?
flaccid.
whatever. It
Pastry
failed.
pinata.
Nope. Pretzel twist.
Pretzel,
Pastries,
pastry,
pretzels, and
pretzels,
frappuccinos. They can't see me when I lean back. I don't look cool.
It's okay. All right. So we thank you guys for joining us for another Movie Lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo,
I'm Kendall.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Melissa Jansen.
and we'll see you on the next discussion.
No.
That is the way you should feel your whole life.
It's beautiful.
It's a paper town, paper houses, and paper people. Everything's uglier up close.
Aren't you? You think it's gonna be different in the morning?
I really hope so.
Margot always loved mysteries. Maybe she loved them so much, she became one.